What's up, everyone? Today we're going to talk about Juniper Scale, and that is the tiny white insect. It looks like a tiny white dot on, generally speaking, the undersides of lower branches of Shimpaku. It also looks very similar to sap dots on some of the wild native US junipers, but it is in fact an insect, and so today we're going to talk about how to manage it, how to identify it, and what to do to make sure that your trees stay healthy. Left unchecked, Juniper Scale can actually cause major damage to trees. This tree is just a young, maybe 3 or 4 years from cutting, and it got covered in scale. And before I treated it, which we'll talk about at the end of the video, I saw it starting to die back. So the symptoms become just yellowing, either of a particular part of the tree or a general yellowing and lack of vigor on the tree from the scale infestation. And it's surprising, I thought for many years, that low-level scale infestations wouldn't really affect the health of the plant. But in the case of this juniper, it was starting in this small branch area, which has been weak for a long time, and then spreading throughout the tree. And the tree went from having a very vibrant green color like what it has right now to a more sort of dull green, yellowy green kind of feeling to it, and less density. So in my climate, Kishu junipers tend to stay a little bit on the bluish side, and they will create very dense canopies. So this one, after having been treated to remove all of the scale, has regained a lot of the density that it used to have. But in the interim, it was getting thinner and thinner as the tree struggled to overcome the scale infestation. So I'm using Juniper Scale as the example here, but there are a number of scales that fit into the same category that attack cypresses of different types and Cypress, so Hinoki cypress and true cypress. There are also similar scales that attack many other conifers like yew and redwood, and the list goes on and on. So if you see tiny white dots on your conifers, this is basically the same thing that you're seeing on your junipers. It's just that Juniper Scale seems to be much more widespread and resistant to treatment than some of the other conifer scales. All of these scales are what are considered armored scales, and they have a hard waxy shell that covers the adults. The life cycle is actually really important to understanding how you control and treat the insect. Starting in the spring around, depending on your weather, April or May, the new crawlers, which are the babies, emerge from underneath the white waxy shell of the adult females, and they crawl around the foliage until they find a place to settle down. That process is spread out over just a few weeks in the spring, typically after the foliage tips have emerged and started running, but before everything has completely hardened off. Once the crawlers have found a good spot, they'll settle down and they become what are called settled crawlers. Essentially, that is the first stationary life stage of the insect. The males remain mobile, and some of them in some species can even fly. They're a little bit more elongated typically, whereas the females that starts to settle down and attach themselves to the branches are round. They go through a couple of instar stages where they go from just being kind of small and yellowy green or yellowy to more white in color, and that's why by the time that you're seeing the white dots, the insects are almost all at the adult stage. In most climates, there's only one generation of scale per year, but the females can lay anywhere between 10 and 100 eggs, and each one of those crawlers can emerge and rapidly increase the population. So this tree has a relatively heavy infestation of scale on this lower branch actually throughout, and it's actually causing tip dieback, as you can see, but the tree hasn't lost so much vigor that the larger branches are also dying off. You can see as I flick it that there's just a ton of little white stuff that falls off. So in terms of treatment and how to actually rid ourselves of an existing scale infestation, let's start with this tree as an example. You can do physical removal using something like a brass brush or a nylon brush being basically an old toothbrush that you have hanging around. And you can take the foliage, look for the white dots, and basically run the brush gently over that foliage to dislodge all of those white shells that you see. Now, this is a reasonably tedious process, and so if you have a lot of trees, it's going to take you a long time to do this. Now, if you only have a few trees, maybe you would have noticed this scale infestation earlier and it wouldn't have gotten to this stage. So it is somewhat practical to go ahead and just remove the adult females and the adult males by doing this. However, you're almost guaranteed not to get all of them, and you can't really see the instar stages with the naked eye, or even sometimes with a 10x loop. So you're liable to miss at least some portion of the population of scale that's on the plant. And that means that over time you're going to see it return. In preparation for either brushing it or spraying it, it's not a bad idea to just kind of come into the plant and clear out really dense bits of foliage. A lot of times the density, if it hasn't been carefully trained and it has scale on it, is going to be higher, and you're going to have a bunch of sort of dead little tufts of foliage in here anyway. So as you can see, by just a little bit of brushing and thinning the foliage, I knocked off just an innumerable number of scale from this plant. The sort of faster way, I think, to deal with scale, especially if it's reached this stage, or if you have a decent number of junipers, or have in the past not had success with brushing them off and just had them return again, is to use some sort of physical or chemical control, spraying the tree so that you're actually getting all of the insects and making sure that they don't have the chance to come back. Now, in the past, I've used neem oil to treat junipers for a number of different things and had a very adverse reaction to the application of the oil. Essentially, just like the brown tips that you see on here that are the result of the stress that the plant is experiencing from the scale infestation, applying neem can actually make that worse. And applying any oil or soap can actually damage juniper foliage depending on the environmental conditions under which you apply it. You should carefully read the instructions on any labels to make sure that they don't have restrictions in terms of the timing of the application, either by season or by ambient temperature, and be sure to follow the dilution instructions as well. In the past, I've tried using lime sulfur, which at one point seemed like it was somewhat effective. It is both a fungicide and insecticide that's typically used in the winter. It's commonly used in Japan, but I actually don't favor it. It is very caustic. It is unpleasant to work with because it smells like rotten eggs. It was also the first fungicide ever developed. I think it was the middle of the 19th century that it was actually developed in France. And so the insects have had a long time to develop resistance to it as a treatment. And in fact, back as far as the 1950s, there is documented resistance of juniper scale and other types of armored scale to treatment by lime sulfur. So if you have success with it, that's fantastic. If not, let's move on to some other options. And by the way, when you're applying lime sulfur as an insecticide, be sure to dilute it, usually 20 or 30 to 1 with water as you're spraying it on, unlike when you use it as a treatment for deadwood, when you might apply it at full strength or diluted maybe 1 to 1 with water. One of the key problems with treating juniper scale is that they are armored, and that armor protects them from contact with many sprays. And it's difficult to tell whether or not you've killed the insects because in many cases they remain on the tree. So if you treat it with lime sulfur, the insect, whether it's alive or dead, is still on the tree. And so you don't really know whether you've succeeded in treating it. What I found is that soap sprays don't work, at least for my particular variety of Juniper Scale, and that I don't like using neem oil because of the potential side effects. And then I found out about a newer type of oil spray and decided to give it a try. Before I tried it on the probably 1,000 junipers that I have in my growing operation, I applied it just to a handful of them to see if it would cause any phytotoxicity. Phytotoxicity being basically dead foliage or damage to the tissue of the plant. I was pleasantly surprised that even on a sunny and warm day, I didn't see any burning. But there is still a downside to applying soaps and oils to junipers, and that is that they naturally have sort of a glaucous or bluish cast to them. And when you apply the oil, that is removed. Basically, it's just on the surface of the foliage. And so the foliage turns to a very more bright, kind of unnatural looking green. And unfortunately, in the case of oil applications, that is a permanent change. The new growth will emerge with the correct color again, but all of the growth that is there that you hit with the spray will change color and not revert even after a number of months. If you have a insect infestation like this, I would say that you can temporarily set aside your dislike of the color change if it is going to be effective in terms of treating the insect infestation. I found that Bonide All Seasons oil, which is a ultra low sulfur horticultural oil that's readily available in the United States. In other countries, you should look for an ultra low sulfur horticultural oil or all seasons oil if you don't have access to Bonide or some other brand that is specifically advertising it as such. I'll put a link in the description to both the Bonide as well as a larger container called Tritech that I use actually in the nursery. The application of many insecticides when it comes to Juniper Scale and other armored scales is usually recommended in the spring period where the crawlers are actively moving around the plant. In other words, you're targeting the juvenile stages of the insect rather than the adult stages. That's really limiting because it's 10, 11 months out of the year that they are sitting there under a armored shell and you would not be able to treat them. Luckily, I found that it seems like these ultra purified oils like the Bonide that I mentioned actually delaminates the waxy shell from the foliage, meaning if you spray your tree and saturate it with the oil spray properly diluted, then come back a day or two later and you kind of tap this, it actually causes a lot more of the scale to immediately drop off. Not only that, if you're going and looking at the females under magnification, you'll see when they're alive, it's essentially a armored shell, and then if you dislodge it with something sharp, you'll see that there's a little bit of goo underneath. Goo being obviously the guts of the insect, but the females, if they are still alive, will look like a little bit of goo underneath that shell. If they have been killed, then that will dry up, and sometimes it'll stay in place and sometimes it'll fall off. The oil spray has a tendency to dislodge the shell as well, and so you get a better idea of how effective the spray has been, because if you still see those white specks on the foliage, that means that maybe the spray didn't completely saturate the foliage and therefore you were not successful in killing all of the insects. When I did this last spring, I actually sprayed my entire crop of trees 3 or 4 times because I knew that it wasn't going to be sufficient in terms of saturating the foliage to just spray them once. In other words, I would spray it, I would rotate it a couple of times and spray it from another angle, or walk around it, walk around a large batch of them to spray it from different angles so that I'm making sure that I get contact on all of the various surfaces. Then wait about a week and come back and do the same thing again. I found that I eliminated probably 99% of the scale from my operation by doing that, but I still plan on treating again in the upcoming spring. I haven't done it in the middle of summer because I don't feel like the infestation, even though I told you low-level infestations can be problematic, I feel like the infestation is at a low enough level that I can just wait until next spring during that period to reapply the oil spray and continue keeping the population under control. Oil sprays are actually rated as an organic treatment. That means that they are less toxic to the environment, less toxic to you, and just cheaper. So agrichemicals like something like Safari, which the chemical name is dinotefuran, is a neonicotinoid, and in California at least those were banned at the beginning of 2025. So it's becoming harder to use insecticides that are systemic on these types of things, but at the same time they're becoming less effective. In my operation, the particular strain of Juniper Scale that I think I received on an incoming shipment of plants from another nursery is definitely completely resistant to Safari and many other chemicals. I've tried following the label directions on those chemicals, and a bottle of them can cost $100 to $200 or more, and had no success in terms of controlling the scale population when following the directions exactly. All right. So I hope all that information really helps you keep your junipers happy and healthy. I want you to go out there with a 20x loop and check every single juniper that you have in your yard, and let me know in the comments below what you find.